All right, what's up, boys? Real quick, just wanted to make a quick video on some of the things that I was looking for. I just looked at two quick replays from our last games, so I just wanted to go through those real fast. Why is it doing that? Oh, okay. Okay, so this game is a game we lost 1-0, and then the other game was a game that we lost in overtime. I think 3-2. But here's the first example um, of a few things. So this first one is I marked down as immortal. Not even sure what I was looking for here. Should be coming up. So he gets the hit. It comes back to me. Let's flip it on over. And goes for it. Perfect. We're still spaced out. Both is there for the follow-up. Oh, I remember what this is. This is when they scored. So this is one of those plays where Immortal, being you already talked about this, but where I see you right there and I see you're coming back, but in my mind, you're going to do this number right here. You're going to come back as I'm coming forward. And this is a good example here too, Bofa, for you. See how like I came forward as he's coming back rather than waiting. Some people think of it like this, like, okay, he's back. Like if I'm here and he's here and he's coming, once he gets past me, now I can go kind of deal, like a relay race or something. But that's not always the case. What you want to do is focus on, there we go. Oh, that's what happens. That's why that happens. Whenever I click that. Whenever I see the play developing past me, now I'm like, okay, they're going to get out here. So I'm preemptively going to come in thinking this ball is not going to be cleared hard or Immortal's going back. Now, again, I know that Immortal is going to come back. So I'm going to go in here and play now. But then when I see they have possession, I need to slow this ball down a little bit. I do not the greatest job of doing that because I don't want to get boomed over. But I know when you're coming back, I'm assuming you're either going to circle around this way or maybe grab a boost if you're empty or something like that. So I'm thinking you've got this part of the field covered. Now, that'll be important here real quick and why. Why does it always go to edge play? That's weird. Anyway, so now as soon as this happens and you turn back this way, this is when we're in trouble. Like you just have to let me know, Bucket, I'm here, don't worry about it. Or I've got to let you know ahead of time, I'm still going for this, go get your boost or whatever. So we just need to communicate here. Because what happens is I push it out of the way when you were going to do the same thing. And now they just have a 3-man scored. That's exactly what we've talked about, but I just wanted to, obviously bring that up. So the next thing was a little bit further in here. I'm not even really sure exactly what it is. But it looks like I'm going to go up the wall. I beat one. Oh, okay. I beat the other one. And you guys recognize this immediately, which is great. Like, once I beat him and I beat him, you guys start pushing forward. But what we really need to have happen here is to create that, like, triangle offense, right? So the guy with the ball, then someone in the middle, and then the third guy. And that third guy needs to stay relatively safe to like be able to protect pretty much the rest of the field. So you can move back and forth back here, but once you start moving up into this area, then we just don't have that much field covered, right? So here's what happens again. It's not that bad, to be honest with you. Just do this. Yeah, that's how we do it. It's not that bad because it's 3-on-1. So we're like, okay, we might be able to score this. But once I get that ball off, now you guys don't really know who needs to go for that, right? Like who's gonna go for this ball. So Immortal, you realize, okay, Bofa is in that 2 spot. Let me peel off and be back. And now you have to go back to come forward. Where if you were already in this position, right about here, if I hit this ball off and then Bofa's not able to make a play here and you're back here waiting, This ball right here would be way easier for you to come in and try to get a nice quality shot on. Now, the good thing is we still get a quality shot. So it still worked out a little bit. So once he pops that up, you have to turn around and come back. And that little bit of time is what makes you have to rush yourself and you get that ball just wide. I mean, it was a great shot. It was just a little bit wide. But that will just give you that more little ability to maybe put it on target so you can slow down a little bit, things like that. Just being in the right position initially will help you be in the right position when it's important, when the ball is in somewhere that you need to score it. And then I had one more written down for this one. Not really sure what this one was either. So I'm coming out. I get the demo. Both is in defense still. He comes out. So good. There's that. Shot up. Miss. Okay, I missed there. I remember that. That's when I didn't have any boost. Both of us was like, I don't have any boost, and we were both just trying to score that ball. And then what happens is we're immediately now on defensive mode for some reason, and this is where we need to be continuing that push. Even without the boost, I know it's tough. We need to at least try to keep the ball on their side. So as soon as you flip out of there like that and Immortal goes to the other side, we've essentially just given up possession. And the ball's just kind of sitting there, and they're like, oh, shit, cool, nice, I can go. So now they have full possession. They bring it on down, and essentially the game ends like this one. But had we just kept in there just 1 second longer and tried to stay. So if you're that guy who's first up, who's next up, rather, just kind of try to stay in there a little bit longer. And this was a weird play. I don't know why I even wrote this one down, but because I had taken that shot and missed, and then I went across to try to boost steal, which didn't matter. And Immortal was across too, so we're kind of scattered here. But both, if you keep pressure on that, I know you didn't have any boost. Maybe we could have made something of it. Maybe we could have just stayed in a little bit longer. But either way, we all just retreated. So we want to try to avoid situations where all three of us are coming back at the same time when the ball's kind of free and clear. And then I had one other replay I wanted to go through real quick. It was 3-2 loss. And there were just a couple really fast things here. Let's see if we can. Okay. So first of all, this kickoff I thought was really good in the way that we're doing it. So this is one of the tougher situations here, and we definitely need to make sure we're doing the right thing. But on this one, Mortal's going to go here. I'm going to come up here, and then Bofa, you should come get this boost over here. That way we've got this area covered for me and Immortal. One of us can come over here. The other one can take possession of the ball if necessary or cover this part. And then you've got pretty much all this part. So all that's not covered is this corner over here, really. So anyway, so boom, 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 boom. Immortal goes. I follow. Both of you just kind of leak out a little bit. But then you go back and get that boost. But had you already got that boost, you might be going forward right here after this demo and could get a shot. That's essentially the point I was trying to make here. But we're getting better at kickoffs, so that's good. And then I'll fast forward a little bit to my next thing that I had. This one is still good spacing, still looking good. I flip it on over. Okay, right here. So this is one of those situations that I was just talking about earlier, both where as soon as I'm retreating here and Immortal is retreating here and you're that third guy, like just go find this guy instead of taking this thing where you're like, oh, okay, I got to make this great hit or I got to make sure I defend this guy super nicely. Like we're both trying to get back to do defending now. So your job as this third guy is either to get back if they boom it down the field and you got to come down here and play defense. Or if they don't do that and they're trying to slowly do something, you got to go up and apply pressure to this guy immediately so that he doesn't get this wall aerial or something like that. Like that's the whole idea of it. It's not to get a perfect touch. Sometimes it's not even to get a touch on the ball, but just scare him enough to throw the ball to me. Throwing away the ball is the best thing you can do on defense. And that doesn't necessarily mean a 50 or nothing, anything like that. Like making them throw the ball to you or to your teammates is ideal scenario. So when you retreat there, then he could have had a really nice hit. He doesn't, and you're able to come back and try and make a play, but you back because, again, these are those situations where you're moving too fast. You did a big turnabout really quickly, came, and the inputs are just so fast that you have to be really precise. So mitigating that and allowing yourself a little bit more time by being in the right position more will make it so these backflip kind of issues don't happen. And this ultimately makes me jump because I'm like, oh, crap. And I go the wrong way thinking edge play's going to go for it. The shot, but he's smart enough not to go for it. And now they're just in this super advantageous position. And it all just kind of falls apart from there. But again, not the end of the world, but just that's where that all stemmed from. It doesn't stem from, it stems more from this position right here where you could go up and try and get this guy off as I'm retreating and Immortal's retreating, and then we kind of hold them there rather than allowing the play to develop far enough so they all come towards us at the same time. And now we're trying to make a defensive stop at the wrong time. It just all works out for them really nicely. Okay, there's that one, and then I've got another one. Not sure what this one is. Push up. Yeah, I don't know what the breakdown was for today. I don't know why I had that one written down. I still don't see what it was. But this right here, I did have written down to a 145. Yes, good job, both. This is the exact opposite of what happened in that last play. Like, this ball gets through, I miss it, Immortal's there for the nice hit. Immortal goes for one more hit while he's in the play, then realizes it's time to get out. And now you, instead of retreating, thinking, oh, crap, I got to play defense, you're like, I'm going for this because it looks like it's coming. And you force him to make this push all the way over, which gives me the time to keep the ball in their offense, and now Immortal can come back up, right? Like, that's beautifully done. You forced him here rather than back here. So forcing him here made him leak the ball here, and then I hit it into the middle, and Immortal has time to come all the way around. Now we're back on offense. All again, just because you did that one little move. Like, that's beautiful. Love it. Okay. And then I had one more thing written down. Let's see. Last one. 3 minutes. I think this is a big boom. Oh, no, this is the score. This kickoff's tricky too. Remember, one of the things that I was talking about was I really like it when the guy closest to this guy goes to get boosts and this guy comes forward, because what that allows us to do is this guy can, if you develop the play correctly and I kill it here, then Immortal, you get the ball. If I don't kill it here, I'm trying to force it this way, which allows you here. But if it goes over on this side, then you have full boost already, right? But that's kind of the play that I see the most. Again, this wasn't the reason for me writing this down. Maybe I just wrote down the wrong times. It might have been this part of it where I don't know. I really don't. That all looks so good. That rotation was so good. I honestly don't know why I have so far now. Maybe I wrote down like the actual time left in the game. 320. Maybe that was what I wrote down. I can't remember exactly, but we did get a little close to each other, but it didn't really seem like it was that dangerous. Well, there's a hit there. Bofa didn't expect me to make one more pass, and then Moro comes in, and now we're both retreating. Still not that bad. Try it again, though, Bofa. Whenever you come into the net, if you're not going to cut this guy off here, then come over here and rotate around this way. Because if you have this ability to cover all of this net, essentially, by coming this way, then you're better off than coming straight in and now having to turn around and this ball could come here. You just have no idea. Anyway, these are the small, little, tiny things that I saw, but from going through some replays, I think overall our rotations are nice and our ability to hit the ball is nice. Just got to up that communication just a little bit and ensure that each of us knows this is my ball. Or what you're going to try and do with it. So stick to the same kind of game plan at first. I think it's kind of working out, and I'll see you guys tonight.